Hello everyone, this is Second and welcome for a new video of Series Edition 5. In this one, I will try to do the comment a little bit differently. So let me know if you like this format. If you don't like it, just say it. So basically I have recorded the game already, played it with the most concentration possible, so that I wasn't distracted by having to speak. And also, for some reason my microphone is registering my mouse clicks, so basically every time I speak you hear click click click, which is a little bit annoying. So instead I have decided to record it first and then comment over it, and I will comment over it with the game at speed 2 instead of at speed 1. So the clicking may go very fast, so I apologize if you can't follow everything. But I want to still give you an idea of what is happening by commenting over it. So let me start by saying that this is on my mod on version 7, which was released recently, and we played the map that I proposed for the Aachen challenge number 2, which is on Demigod with Rome and with a Pangea map. So this is a very nice Pangea, very large Pangea, lot of resources, lot of room, and I have decided to go for domination victory this game. So we will see how it goes. So without anything else, I will go for it. So let's start this. So here I'm only showing what the options were. So as you can see, very nice start, salt, wheat. This is a Pangea, you always make at least 2 scouts. So basically here you have a choice between mining and the pottery. Here I go with mining because I will make a fast worker. I think it's very much worth it when you play with salts, because you will get your 2 yield bonuses a lot faster, and in the end this will really pay off. So you will see me delay the monument, delay the shrine, etc. to get the fast worker. Definitely worth it in this situation. Alright, so use your scout, scoot around, try to scoot in a circular way in order to find the most area surrounding your city. This will allow you to first find the best sites and also to find the most ruins, considering you are more likely to find them around your area than you are to find them very far. So getting extra population from the ruins, I go honor in this game because I want to play domination, and I think honor is very good in this game. For this game I've seen a player use liberty and he also had very good results. For the first challenge with Dido I played piety, and I still was able to have some very strong wars going on. So probably pick your poison. If you play for a full domination game, I still think honor has the upper hand, considering you get a lot more experience, a lot more production for military units. You get happiness for you really get a lot of stuff. It goes very well with autocracy, so I really like honor for a domination game. You're not forced to pick it at the first 3 though. You can try to make a mix of like liberty and honor, or even piety with honor if you can find a nice amount of culture. But after all, honor has quite a bit of culture. Like it has 2 for barracks, and then it has extra from killing units, so you will usually get a nice amount of culture. But you still don't really have the time to make opera houses and stuff, so this is somewhere in between. Alright, so getting bronze working, pretty standard, getting your first techs on the left of the tech tree and then getting directly iron and horses. So in this case I've even made a granary before the monument. The reason why I delay my monument is that I still have 2 culture per turn regardless, and honor is doesn't really need fast culture. There are no policy that you need right away, like the finisher for tradition or the free settler for liberty. You don't have these needs for honor, so dealing your monument is absolutely fine. And I still need to, and I want to grow anyway. I will grow to size 6. The reason why is that I got quite a good amount of population ruins. So usually my rule of thumb is to get at least 2 population from your own growth on top of how many you got from ruins. So in this case I think I got 3 from ruins plus 2 natural plus the one you start with. This makes 6. So this is my goal, and getting a fast granary will help me reach this goal. There is also making a granary in the mod before making settlers is also often worth it, considering you get more production out of food in the mod. You get basically you get the amount of food of extra food you have after consumption minus 2 is transformed in production. So if you if you have only like 1 or 2 extra food, the mod will give you less production out of it, but everything above that you will get as much or more. So in this case, on this map we have very nice amount of extra food. With the 2 wheat and the granary we get 4 food. So these 4 food will translate to a lot of hammers for the settlers, probably the 4 hammers, probably 4 hammers. And as a rule of thumb, you can say that 1.5 production is worth 1 turn of a settler. So a 4 production bonus will give us between 2 and 3 turns of settlers. We make 3 settlers, this is 6 turns. So we definitely get our investment back really quickly. It basically delays the first worker by approximately 2 or 3 turns, and then it accelerates the last one. And we also already have a granary at this point, so we don't have to make it after the settlers. So we definitely come ahead overall. It's just that if you want a really fast settler, your first one, you may not want to do that. Right, so here I'm waiting to grow to size 6, so I'm making a caravanserai. Caravanserai are quite cheaper in the mod, they come sooner, they give more, they are really good building if you plan to. There's still no reason to really make more than 1, but they are still a very nice building. I'm considering even giving it a base yield like 2 gold, so that you get something from building it in other cities. I don't know, maybe increase its cost a little by like 10 hammers and then give it an extra yield. I don't know. So here I'm making the caravanserai while waiting to grow. Because since we play with salt, we have absolutely no gold. So having no gold, we really want to make sure that we get some later on, and the caravanserai will help us with that in 2 ways. The first way is that the caravanserai will boost the gold from trade routes by 3. So this is like 6 gold for two trade routes, and then we also get extra range, and extra range will allow us to reach more easily the best cities for the goal. So basically the caravanserai, if you use international trade routes, or worse, at the start of the game, the first one when you make 2 trade routes is easily worth like 10 gold. So it's definitely a very good building to make if you plan to use trade routes, and I really suggest you do. They give a very nice amount of gold and a very nice amount of science at the start of the game. There's also a new mechanic in the mod that make it so that if someone declares war on you and you had trade routes with them, then the trade routes no longer get destroyed, they are reset. Alright, so first settler down, or was it the second one? Yes, the first one. So meanwhile, I'm using my worker there to pre-cut the forests. This is definitely the best site next to the KSM mines. I will settle on the iron. The main reason is that settling on the iron will allow us to get an extra production, to get the iron directly, and finally to also be on a hill, which will boost our defense. Hill in the mod no longer gives extra production to your cities, but they give an extra defense. So basically use hills, settle on hills when you have a defensive need. You no longer have to look for it for a production boost. Alright, so second settler, so I'm trying to find where exactly I could put it. Ideally I would have put it on the west of the wheat tile, south of Susa. So here I'm trying to find the 2 next spots, and actually I will go with this tile just next to the copper. I don't really need my horses because I will make legions. Don't really care here for the horses. It's more for civilization that have a special horse unit, or those that want to make horses. Horses are definitely decent. They get 14 strength, while at the same cost as the swordman, but with a lot more mobility. So could even have been a very nice option in this game to make more cavalry. I'm still pondering to give an extra. To move the Lancer as an upgrade to the Knight, because I think there is already a gap between the Knight and the Cavalry. The Horsemen and the Knights are definitely decent. They kind of get countered a lot because there are a lot of Spearmen and Pikemen at this stage of the game. So it's not always easy to use them, but in the mod there are some situations where you definitely want a horse, mostly for their hit and run attacks. You want to finish off a unit and then move back quickly. This is especially true when they can one-shot range units. So you go in, you kill the range unit, and then you go back. I've been tempted to make them 5 movements to make horses a little bit more attractive, at least early horses. Cavalries are definitely decent, but I don't know. Alright, so we finally got our Pantheon here. The Pantheon will be Earth Mother. And finally, I will just go for 4 city here because I want to prepare for a war. Don't really need more. You can go for more cities with something like Liberty. Try to then make more warriors, and but this is probably if you had a little bit more gold. I don't know. I think Constantine tried to play Liberty, so he may have made more cities at the start of the game. I don't know. Here Germany became our friend. The mod make it less likely for friend to backstab. Well, not this. I mean, this version of the mod make it less likely for the AI to backstab you if they declare a friendship. It can still happen, so I will kind of neglect Germany at this point, which will appear to be a mistake later on. But even though this was a mistake, I still was able to get a little bit lucky with it and didn't have any problem. Alright, so here we clean a lot of stuff. Should have maybe wait for cleaning the camp next to Veleta. Wait 1 turn, see if I get a quest, and then finish and then get the camp. Because it was only an archer, so the archer couldn't finish the camp. Alright, so here we have our trade routes. I sent it the best production to the best gold and science location. This will definitely boost our science as well as our gold. So this is to Persepolis, so even though I know I want to attack them, I'm really fine to leech gold and science from them, because once I attack, I will get back all my trade routes. So here I'm making the 2 trade routes. This was the reason why I took a fast sailing, is to be able to get 2 routes right after the settler phase. So since we play honor, we get a double bonus to make barracks, and barracks gives us 2 culture and 1 happiness. So basically, once at this stage of the game, it's worth a lot more to make barracks than to make monuments. If you want the extra culture, you should still make the monument. But if you just want 2 culture in all your cities, just make a barracks, and you will make the monument later, which is what I do here. Speaking of culture, you should not neglect it as much as I did in this game. I think in this game I should have tried to get some opera houses going, some archaeologists going, so that I could get a little bit more culture and grab a bit more policies. So this may have been a mistake here. Did I buy the granary? So here I'm basically just making some units, so grabbing extra warriors. So this may have been a kind of a risky start. I think, if I remember correctly, I think I was okay because I was close to Legion. I had like 1 warrior at least in every city ready to be upgraded if necessary. And also, since the map is quite large, there wasn't that much of a threat at turn 50. But starting around turn 60, 65, this is really the time where you absolutely want to have an army ready to defend. I'm not too worried from Germany because they have made a friendship, which will appear to be a mistake later on. Although since I've played this game, I have made it even less likely for the AI to become deceptive when they make a friendship with you, to backstab you. So if an AI says that he is your friend, it shouldn't really. I don't think this is good for the game. Then just send an army to you and kill you. I mean, yeah, it increases this challenge, but this is not something that I really find enjoyable. So I have removed that part. Well, it can still happen, but basically in the base game, when an AI is your friend, they have increased the likelihood of this AI to become deceptive and work against you. So I've removed that part. Now if an AI is your friend, it decreases the chance for them to be deceptive. It doesn't remove it completely, it can still happen, but it should happen a lot less often. However, for all AI that don't say they are your friends, nothing has changed. They should still be attacking you and in the back or two at once, etc, etc. Alright, so I'm making Corporal Archer that I will upgrade to Composite Bow. Meanwhile, I'm starting to really accumulate gold for the legions as well as the archers. So while the legions are good, I really suggest that you still have some range units. The range units still have very high efficiency at killing other units because they don't move when killing a unit, they don't take damage when attacking a unit, and they are also attacking from behind. So you have more power when you have a mix of both melee and range than if you have only range or only melee. And since melee is very, very effective in the mod, you should of course make them. Alright, so we get iron working. This is the time where I upgrade my units to Legion. I don't, if I remember, I don't have enough gold to get all the upgrades. I was a little bit short. But I also get the Golden Age, so it may solve the problem. I think I need 2 more upgrades to have all of them. Alright, so I get a little bit more infrastructure for my my extra cities. So this is why I'm making water mills. Like they can still growing, get the extra production, because this is really not something you want to neglect. You want your city to keep growing. It's not very important if when you're making a domination game like this, a very early rush. It's not very important if you don't make like libraries, universities, science building in general. This is okay, this can wait, but growth cannot wait. This is the most important part. You shouldn't neglect growth ever, no matter what your strategy is. So get the infrastructure going in production and gold, and food. And then if you have to delay a school, if you have to delay a library, this is absolutely fine. Alright, so I declare war on him. It tells me what the trade routes were with him, but I will get back my trade routes as I explained earlier. So here, this is the kind of setup you want to make. You want your archer behind, preferably on heels, so that they can shoot the most area, not be blocked by forest and stuff. And then you want to move forward slowly by slowly with your legion, and as you will see, with your mini units, and as you will see, at one point you want to completely surround the city to be able to take it in 1 or 2 turns. So yeah, as you can see, this is how you use your range units. You put them on the hill. I can shoot the catapult here. In general, I suggest that you focus the most of your power on killing a range unit more than melee units. Kill melee units that block you, melee units that, if you don't have a choice, target the melee units, things like that. because these will anyway have to go through your melee units to attack you. They will be blocked when moving, etc. While range unit won't, and have the possibility of focusing fire your units, and this is what will kill your units. So this is the end of the first video. I will take a break and then I will continue. I think this is a perfect format for me. This was a 45 minutes video originally, and these comments only took me 25 minutes. So this is absolutely perfect. It's less tiring, and I also can concentrate when I play. So you will tell me if you find this goes too fast. It is hard to really see what I'm doing while hearing what I'm saying. Anyway, so thank you everyone for listening, and see you for the next video later on.